Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Lounge podcast with your hosts, Liz and KT. And today we're going to be talking about our holiday wish list. Very, very excited. We are both giving holiday vibes today. Got my matching Christmas PJs early. Liz has her pajama bottom. So we're just feeling very cozy today. And if you just happen to stumble on this podcast because you want to hear like holiday wish list, and you just want to skip to that, we always have timestamps down below with all of our segments. But I will say, if you are a Stranger Things girly, you should definitely stay tuned for what we are watching. But without further ado, we're going to get into what we've been up to since last week.
So, of course, for me, literally all I've been up to is eating. I've been embracing the true big bag tendencies because it was Thanksgiving this past weekend. So, it was just a lot of I feel like everything revolving around Thanksgiving, like going to the grocery store, getting all the stuff, helping my mom cook, prep food, clean the house, everything Thanksgiving because we hosted Thanksgiving this year at my house. So, my dad's family and my mom's family came over. And of course, we ate good. My brother, he bought one of those on his Xbox, one of those like game things where everybody can play like on their phone. So we did that, like all like the kids and like the older like younger adults, yeah, them that aren't my parents' age, but like my cousins and us, we played that and it was a lot of fun. So I just did everything Thanksgiving this weekend.
Yes, same here. We did Thanksgiving. I feel like we probably have talked about our Thanksgiving traditions before, but we always have had Thanksgiving at my granny's house growing up. And within the most recent years, my dad's parents, so like my other grandparents and my aunt and uncle, have been coming as well. And this year we kind of had like a smaller Thanksgiving. I don't want to say like smaller because I know it's still bigger than a lot of people's, but smaller for like our family, and it was like really nice. And I don't know, the food was just amazing. And we played Family Feud, which was really fun. Like that's like one of my favorite games to like play. Like I definitely want to play that with my friend group one day because I think that would be super funny. Like we had the whole buzzer and everything, so that was really fun. We played Tapple, which is another game I have also played with my friends. I really like that game. It's super fun. And yeah, we just chilled, ate good food. It was definitely a eventful Thanksgiving because my uncle's tire like blew up or something on the way to Lexington, so that was not good. But other than that, I feel like Thanksgiving was really good food, like I said. But it did suck because I feel like I did eat good, but I couldn't fully enjoy it because I ended up like getting like kind of sick, quote unquote. I just be having these little episodes. I don't know what be happening. But then the next day, I thoroughly enjoyed the leftovers, and I just spent a lot of time with family, and it was good. Oh, and for like our part of our Thanksgiving traditions, always the next day. So usually my brother and I, we always stay the night. Obviously, when we were younger, like more people stay the night, but just now it's just me and my brother, which I love staying at my granny's house. Feels like I'm staying at a hotel. And then the next day, we always go to IHOP for breakfast, and it was really good. I had like their breakfast tacos and something else. Oh, and some pancakes. And that was really good. But yeah, just overall had a really good Thanksgiving. I mean, I even got to see Kelsey for a little bit because she dropped off some cake for me. So that was like fun to just see her. And yeah, and today I've just been chilling. So I've really just been enjoying my Thanksgiving break to the fullest.
And then now we're going to go ahead and get into our favorites of the week. And mine is, of course, following the Thanksgiving theme, but specifically Thanksgiving leftovers. All throughout, because I feel like you don't finish the leftovers necessarily the next day. But something about the next day, at least for like my house, like we don't really do anything like crazy. So it's very much just like enjoying time and then just eating leftovers. And it's like, all throughout the day, sporadically. I think I said that word wrong, but that word, I'll like randomly throughout the day, I'm like, I'm gonna snack on something, and I just open. I don't even open up the fridge because sometimes it's already just out. Like get some pie, get some I don't know different casserole. Just whenever I want throughout the day, I just know that there will be something in the fridge, somewhere in the kitchen. It is stocked with some leftovers, and something about the leftovers, they just hit better the second day.
That part, yeah, my family, we basically already blew through all of our leftovers, so I'm already missing the leftovers already. But my favorite of the weeks are my Aritzia beanie and my Nordstrom Rack scarf. These are two things I bought when we were in Chicago, and I have been using them like to the fullest this past couple of days. It has gotten so cold in Kentucky, and I think it's supposed to snow soon, so it's like exciting. But then I like sometimes forget how much the cold like really makes me feel when I'm out there. I'm like, ooh, I forgot this is like when it's cold in Kentucky. But my scarf, beanie, whatever has come in clutch, and so has my scarf. So I'm very happy about it. And every chance I get, I show people the little scarf hood thing that Elizabeth showed me. Without them asking, I'm like, hey, do you want to see this? And they're always so impressed. So, yeah. So if you get a Nordstrom Rack scarf, you can do that trick too.
I absolutely love that little trick. And then when it's like really, really windy, you can kind of put like a little pocket for your mouth. And some people might say it's gross because you're like breathing in and like, but I'm like, that's your own air. Like there's nothing gross about that. But it just like warms you up and it's just extra cozy. So yes, I'm so glad that Kennedy is following the trend.
And now we're gonna get into sports corner. It was the Qatar Grand Prix. You guys, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have much commentary on like other people because now that's towards the end. I literally only focus on my McLarens because of this driver championship. And let's just say it was a rough race. But before I get into that, I want to say real quick, y'all, this might be a controversial opinion. Stop hating on Lance Stroll. Sorry, I just saw this really sad video. Well, first of all, I never really had any thoughts about him, but I just saw the sad video of Lance Stroll. He was like crying and like going to like his like paddock. He wasn't like boohoo crying, but like he like wiped his eye and he had his AirPods in. I don't know if it was because of something that happened in the race. Like I said, I don't be paying attention to anyone except my McLarens at this point of the season. And people were like heckling him like in the paddock. I was like, y'all are so right. Get out of here. I just be feeling empathy like that. I don't know what Elizabeth's thoughts on Lance Stroll are.
No, because I like will never hate a driver at all. They might not be my favorite. They might not be following all their moves and everything, but like I love every single one of them because at the end of the day, they're all just boys. Like they're not even like men. They're all little boys living out their dreams, like driving around fast cars, and they all look so happy when they do it. And honestly, I feel like none of them are truly like bad drivers. It's just like the luck of the draw of what team they're on, what car they have, like like all that stuff is out of their hands, and they do what they can with what is given to them. So I feel like every one of them should be treated with that like respect because they're just little boys living their dreams.
That part. And one last tidbit for me is that like people like don't even understand that like sometimes like it may seem like, oh, like 20th place that's bad, but like truly the gap between 20th and first place is very minimal. So like again, like Liz said, like no one's really a bad driver. I mean, it's just things happen. They're fighting for the tiniest margins out there, so let's stop hating. But back to the real interesting stuff. Qatar going into the weekend, we knew it was going to be crucial for, Lando and Oscar to like score some points. I mean, with it being a sprint weekend, that leaves room for more points to be gained. And yeah, and leading into Qatar, from my personal opinion, I thought he looked like not bad for the McLarens at all. It's just really like, okay, Lando, if you really want this, I mean, Oscar's having a pretty good weekend. So it's like, Lando, if you really want this, do your thing. But let's just say McLaren's bad strategy cost Oscar Piastri a win today, which as a McLaren fan, it just makes me want to scream into the void because McLaren, what are we doing? You guys stay sabotaging Oscar. I swear it's so annoying. And if you like don't know or if you forgot, essentially there was a crash. Something happened with Hulkenberg and there was a safety car. And usually this always happens. Like a safety car can be like the time to have like a cheap pit stop because it's like you're not necessarily wasting time. And I believe Qatar is a 2-stop race, and McLaren was like the only like team to not pit during that window because they thought they would have to pace later to like catch up and like kind of make up for that. But as we see, that did not happen, so that was really disappointing. So, I mean, we saw what happened. Max Verstappen won the race. Oscar P2, Sainz P3, which is like hallelujah. I love that for Carlos Sainz. I'm like, finally, like a good, like a silver lining out of this weekend. But I'm just like really disappointed that McLaren really messed that up because I feel like it really could have been a nice battle in the front between the two McLarens.
Yes, I definitely think that it is like McLaren's fault with their calls with the with their strategy and everything. Just because, like Kennedy said, everybody else pitted but them. So it's like, what are you doing? Because especially where we're like two, well, not even two now. Like we have one more race, till the end of the season. Like I feel like you're not in a point where you can be really making these risks and everything. So I feel like sometimes you do have to make some safe calls. And I feel like they chose to take a little risky one, and it did not turn out good in their flavor. But I am so happy for Carlos. I've been seeing all these edits of like when he left Ferrari, how he was saying like no more podiums, like that was his last podium. But no, and this isn't his first podium of the season. I am pretty sure. I could be wrong. I feel like he's had a podium this season with Williams. But I am so excited for him, and just the Williams team in general. I think Alex did pretty good too. But yeah, those are like all my thoughts. I didn't really see anything from like the wags, or anything about the outfits or anything. So yeah, I will say though, and I've said this before, if you guys listen to Sports Corner, Toxic Me, I know Kennedy isn't happy about this, but Toxic Me low-key wants Max to come in and win. I'm just saying, I think it would be so iconic, and it would be just like such like Max energy to do that. Like if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Max, and just like his energy overall, I feel like it matches that.
No, Liz texted me and I was like, oh, so like you're in awe. But no, a part of me, Loki, even though y'all know I'm a McLaren stan, Ferrari stan till I die, but a part of me is like, you know what? Max deserves to win if McLaren's just gonna be throwing out these bad strategies. I'm just like, y'all making me mad. Like, don't make me mad. Like, y'all don't deserve this championship, but I'll probably get over this by next week in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, we'll see. It is allegedly, this is what they said. No one fact check me, please. But they said this is the first time since 2007 that there have been like multiple contenders for the championship. So that will be really exciting. I mean, Lando is still in the lead, but like not by much. Not by much. So I just really hope for his sake and McLaren's sake that we have a McLaren 1-2 next week and that Lando comes out on top. Honestly, I don't even care at this point if it's Oscar or Lando, but I would just personally love to see it be to Lando and just, Max said he don't even care about championships, you guys. Ugh, just let us McLaren fans have something, please.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be so iconic and so on brand for Max, who like he already has too many like trophies on his shelf to take this one. It would just be so iconic for him. But I am like, out of the two of them, I do want Lando to win it. I feel like he does deserve it. Like Oscar, he's not a rookie, but he still has like room to like grow and everything. And like he is going to eventually, I personally feel, is going to like overtake Lando. So I feel like it's like now it's like Lando's chance to shine. But for F1 fantasy, you guys, we also had, not Abu Dhabi, oh my gosh, Qatar was set some setbacks, some, I don't know, some different, a change in events in our F1 fantasy point tracker.
Yeah, so I have been having Ferrari weekends for like the past 2 weekends with my drivers. So the points update is now I have 234 points and Elizabeth has 236. Yeah. And if you guys just hear her drivers for next race, it's over for me. I'm not catching up. It's not, life is not fair. You know what? This is a perfect example of it. Yeah, I'll let Elizabeth do her thoughts.
I like hadn't looked at the drivers, and I just looked at it, and oh my gosh. Okay, so basically Kennedy's drivers for next weekend are Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. And then my drivers, this is actually like insane, you guys, is Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. So I have McLaren's, Kennedy's reactions right now. So we'll see how this goes, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx them, but we'll see how it goes. All I know is that this whole entire thing of like F1 fantasy, I'm pretty sure the entire season Kennedy has been in the lead. So I'm going to take this little win.
No, it's so funny. In the show notes I wrote, she don't deserve this lineup. She's not even a McLaren fan, y'all, JK. But I'm just like, wow, like, and like, so, and like, okay, not to be too lengthy in Sports Corner this week, but it's funny because like, I generated, it was like one, okay, Oscar Piastri, and then, or whatever number he is on our sheet, and then I like wrote it, and then it was like 7. I was like, oh, she's already had George Russell. Do it again. then it's freaking Lando Norris. I was like, perfect. It's over for me. It's wrap. So I had a great time being in the lead most of the race, most of the season. But I can't have everything, and that's life.
I take back everything I said about Max. I'm all McLaren this weekend.
Y'all see how she be switching up. Mm-mm.
And now we're going to go ahead and get into what we're watching. So, you guys, this fair warning is going to be a lengthy little section. I feel like as it normally is, we're very passionate about our TV shows. We apologize, but we're going to go ahead and talk about like the shows that we watched, and then we are going to finish with the Stranger Things episodes 1 through 4 season 5 recap. We'll like insert a little timestamp spoiler when it's coming because we are going to be going in with like full spoilers.
Exactly. And just like the summer I turned pretty, I'm going to make it like another section after what we're watching. So like you guys don't have to do much to avoid spoilers. But I'll just like quickly get into what I've been watching that me and Liz haven't watched the same but I finally finished Severance. So good. All I have to say, because I don't want to spoil anything, is men suck. I hate you, Mike, or not Mike, Mark. I hate you, Mark. You're so annoying. Okay. And then I actually just watched this yesterday. I watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't, the third movie, which I've never seen the first two before. And the only reason I watched this is because I heard that they were like slight F1 references, and that's all you had to tell me. And I did enjoy those. But then I was like, I was in the movie. I was like, wait, I forgot this is why I wanted to watch this movie because it is so freaking good, and I need to go back to watch the other two. But if you guys don't know, they're just kind of like, like magic, like magician, like heist type vibe movies, and it's really interesting. And we were all shook up at the plot twist. Like even my dad was shook, and I was like, wow, this is real cinema. And then I am back on my Desperate Housewives watch because I have finished everything that I was watching, TV show wise. Like everything's ending, so I'm back to that being my show on season 2 finally. I'm like, I feel like I've been talking about this show for so long, but it's because it's like a 2000 show. So it's like, of course, season 1 took me 5 years to get through. It's like almost 30 episodes. But yeah, so I'm finally on season 2, and it's just a mess right now. And yeah, so now to things that we both watched. Oh wait, I know Liz watched Wicked, but I will say the Dancing with the Stars finale. You guys, I was conflicted. I knew from the beginning it was gonna be between Robert and Alex. Love them both. But genuinely, I don't want to say Alex was robbed because like I'm genuinely happy that Robert won, and I wouldn't want it to be anyone else. But the fact that Alex scored perfect scores all night and didn't win is a little bit crazy to me. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yes, like Kennedy, like I am so happy for Robert. Of course, you guys know we are Robert girlies here on the Girls Lounge podcast. But Alex, I loved her contemporary. I absolutely loved it so much. Not her contemporary, her freestyle. Oh my gosh, I'm like saying random words here. But I really loved her freestyle. I feel like everyone's freestyles, honestly, were like really good. They all like really, they like went out and they gave it their all. I did like every single one of the freestyles and everything. But yeah, I'm like conflicted like Kenny. Like I feel like Alex did deserve it, but Robert did too, But I loved the energy of the finalists that we got and everything. And I'm so, so happy for each and every one of them, especially Robert. Oh, I just love his little Australian accent. And then I finally watched Wicked this weekend with my mom and sister, and I absolutely loved it. I will say like some of my favorite songs are obviously, I feel like this is not like a controversial opinion. It's like the popular opinion is that all of like the popular like songs that like everyone knows are in the first movie, but the second movie, I love it. Not the second movie, the second part, I love it because it just like all comes full circle with like just like the whole universe of like the Wizard of Oz. So highly do recommend Wicked. I also absolutely loved Glinda's outfits. I all her dresses, like even when she had like the little wedding dress and she had like a little pink dress on top of it, every single one of her outfits they ate, and she ate it up.
Yeah, Wicked was genuinely so good. I know there's kind of like a little bit of controversy over like which one's better, but I personally, even though I love both of them equally, I do have to say part 2, yeah, that ate. And I just can't stop singing Wonderful. Like I am obsessed with that song. And also No Good Deeds. Yep. Mhm. 8. Just like so many good songs in part 2, and just again, I just love how it just kind of like you just see all the like that's where like the action and drama really like plays out and stuff. So I just really like part two for that. But yeah, it's a really good movie. I definitely want to watch it again.
And then we both, the other show that we both finished is Maxton Hall. You guys, all I know is I am absolutely so sick, not only with the ending, but the fact that like season 2 is already done. I feel like we like barely, I don't know, like I wanted more. I wish that they would have, if they were gonna do like the episode drops, like give us more episodes like The Summer I Turned Pretty. But you know, the ending was absolutely crazy. I had a feeling, you guys. I just had a feeling when they were like questioning the teacher about his little involvement with the student. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be about the sister and it was going to be about Ruby, and behold it was. But also they're so sick for not showing him first the picture before he started like answering, yes, I've had an affair, like yes, I've had this with a student. Like, you guys are sick for not showing him who you're talking about until he's already like admitted it all.
Nah, because when I tell y'all, I was shook when because I remember, I'm pretty sure last week I was like, oh, like I think it has something to do with like da 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 da, but like I thought it was gonna be the picture that the dad saw. I did not think it was gonna be like that old picture from season one. But I'm just like, oh Lord, are her and James gonna make it? Because I'm pretty sure that's the same picture that like James took when they were beefing. So I'm like, and the dad is so evil. I literally hate the dad so much. I want to punch him in the face. And like low key, like this show doesn't make sense to me. Like, like you can tell like these storylines, like this book is like kind of older because it's like why, like what. Why are these? First of all, why are they meeting with the investors so much? Like, I don't know everything about business, but I'm just like, I feel like I never learned that you meet with the investors so much, and then just like I don't understand why they like are putting so much pressure on James when he's literally in high school. Like, of course he's not at a meeting; he got a lacrosse game. Like, I just don't understand it. But yeah, I literally hate like the dad is pure evil to literally like take away any financial like means from Ruby is actually diabolical, and I'm just like, you're ruining her life because she's dating your son. Like, I feel like the first stop should have been offering her money instead of like going straight to ruining her life. But I'm like, poor James, I don't know if he gonna make it. I don't know if him and Ruby are gonna make it through this in the beginning of season 3. I hope they do. But yeah. And oh, and the Will stuff had me shook. But like I low key had like a feeling. I was like, just because I know we have a third season coming, like I just know something's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, oh no, the dad actually all this has all like the assets or whatever. I'm just like, oh my god.
No, because I know the dad somehow switched the wheels. Because you're telling me the mom left their kids no money, like not even a house, like a car, like she left them absolutely nothing. Yeah, the dad said did something, and I know like the butler or like the driver gave like he had like some key, so I feel like that's gonna lead maybe to like the actual will or something. But yeah, the dad did something there because there's just no way that the mom left everything to the dad, especially when like the company is hers. Like, it's not even the dad's company, it's her company, you know? Like, there's just no way. There's just no way. And if she did, that is actually diabolical. And my other little thought was the aunt. I thought that she was going to play more of a role this season, you know, just because like the first episode she came in, like she was like stirring things up, and then we didn't see her until the will being read in this last episode. So I wonder if she's going to play a little bit more of a role in the next season. But yeah, I know that Prime is gonna, I feel like they're gonna roll out this next season pretty quickly, so I don't think we'll be waiting long.
And now, for honestly, might be even more exciting than our holiday wish list. Stranger Things! You guys, it came out, what, the 26th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time? I have already watched it 2 times. Like, it is that good. And will I be watching it a third time? Yes, I will before the second part comes out. And like I am actually speechless. Like this genuinely is one of my favorite TV shows like of all time. Genuinely so good. Have been waiting so long for it and it did not disappoint. I do have a confession though. It did take me like a good like 10 minutes to like get used to the new like filming style because like it looks different. It was giving me more like Stranger Things the movie, so I had to like get used to that like style of it. But like it wasn't like a negative thing. I was just like, oh, like the feel is different than the previous seasons. But I'll let Liz lead this conversation because I think she wrote down notes. and she'll just have a lot more organized thoughts than I would.
They're not that organized, actually, you guys. As you know, my brain, it just be all over the place. But I kind of at one point stopped taking notes, and then at the end, I just put like my overall thoughts. So I think I'll go over my overall thoughts. I'll try to go chronologically, but I'm sorry, you guys. So my first thing was like Holly. From the moment it opens up and she's like looking out the window and there's like a blur of a man, I was like, yep, she's done. It's wraps for Holly. We're not going to see her again. She's getting snatched. And indeed, she did get, taken by Vecna, Henry. I don't even know. And I will say, I loved the scene of her getting taken. It was like so action packed. And then just like the moment with her, where you really do see like, she do be struggling. I feel like the mom, obviously, just because I feel like she's not very happy in her like marriage and everything. And we saw like Holly like crying like at how it was affecting her, but the mom at the end of the day, like, she is going to protect her kids. So I really did like that we got to see a little bit more of Karen and this like protective motherly role, especially when they were like in the bathtub and she's like holding her down and everything. I was like, this is like so good. And like even the dad, him like swinging the bat, I honestly, I thought he would have like ran out the other way once he saw the Demogorgon, but I guess he did a little something too with his little bat. And I truly did think that like both of the parents were done. I thought that these Wheeler kids are going to be orphans. Yeah, that scene was so good, and I think it really showed also just like how there is like no like wall or like barrier between the upside down and like the real world now. Like this Demogorgon was just randomly opening up different portals out of nowhere. I'm like, that just really like showed, because like like we're watching this episode like this season, and it's not necessarily like we see like Demogorgons like walking on the streets just casually. They're still like living in the upside down, but they're like we see the effects of Vecna and everything. So just Holly in general, when she got snatched, I was like, that's crazy. It's Rapture Holly.
Yeah, that episode, I was like, wow. I was literally shook when that Demogorgon came into their house. I was like, oh no. And I, like Liz, I thought the parents were done for. And I was like, period. What's the mom's name again? I forgot, but Mrs. Wheeler. Oh, Karen. I think that's her name. Karen. I was like, period, Karen. You better protect your daughter. I know that's right. I'm like, of course the dad is nowhere to be found. I mean, he did try his little thing, but it's so funny how like no one cares about Ted being in the hospital. Both Mike and Nancy were like, Mom, we gotta see our mom. Like, they're like, Dad who? Like, so funny. But yeah, as soon as I saw that man in the window, I said, yep, that's Henry. Like, no doubt about it. I know some people on social media are a little slow and they didn't realize that it was Henry, but I clocked it from the beginning. I'm like, who else would it be, y'all? Like, clock it. I don't know. That didn't even fit there, but yeah, that was just insane. And that scene, it was just so good. Just so much happening. Also, I know Dustin was missing at that point. I was like, poor Dustin. He was going through it. I know a lot of people are like, they didn't like how much like Dustin and Steve were arguing, but I feel like it kind of makes sense because it's like Dustin, like, he's still grieving over Eddie, and he's poking the bear. He just wants to take out his anger on other people. But I'm like, oh Lord, Dustin, you miss all this stuff. And it was funny because people are like, why didn't they like go to find Dustin? I'm like, y'all, they got bigger things to worry about than looking for Dustin. Like, he will show up, and he did eventually. But yeah, I just thought that whole part was just like funny, and that whole dynamic. And also, we have been getting so much Lucas and Mike scenes this season. And if you guys don't know, I'm literally obsessed with both of them. So that has been like perfect for me.
Yes, I do like overall how we're getting like different groups, because I feel like in the past seasons, whenever they're like split up and everything, they're always like with a specific group. So I like how we're like getting a little bit more of like different characters interacting. But we can go ahead and segue into Dustin. I think I'm just gonna organize this by characters. So Dustin, you guys, like Kenny said, he is grieving, he is going through it, and I think it totally makes sense for him to be acting the way he is. And I think also like he doesn't necessarily want to be like extra close to Steve because he's scared of losing him, like the trauma with Eddie and everything. So like it makes sense that he's like he's acting out in his own way, because we've never seen him act this way. So I think it just shows like different character development for him. But you guys, I am scared. I am terrified for Steve and Dustin, because I feel they better not do this where they're like, basically fighting the whole season until, one of them is about to die, and then they like are like, besties, and one of them does die. I'm so scared for them, and I fear that this might be the way we're going. I hope we're not going this way, because if you guys know anything, Dustin and Steve are my favorite characters in this show. So I hope that it doesn't happen. But I think that that's just why Dustin's going, why he's going. I will say, even though he is like depressed and emo and everything, we are still getting his little humor and everything. Like when he goes and like puts that radio signal beam satellite thing on Steve's car, and we get the little dynamic of Steve being like, "No, don't do it, don't do it." Like I'm like, yes, like they're still friends. Dustin's just a little like separated right now.
Oh my gosh, Dustin. I remember I was talking to Kelsey. I can't remember if it was in the group chat, like with us three, or in private message before Elizabeth finished Stranger Things. But she mentioned, like, oh, like people think like maybe Dustin could die because, like, spoiler alert. Well, if you're listening to this, spoilers, but not to get ahead of ourselves, Will does like have powers at the end. So it's like, I'm like, I can't imagine them killing him off now, because I remember before I was like, oh, it's definitely gonna be like 11 or Noah that has to die. But I'm like, if Noah has power, or if Will has powers, then like why would they like kill him off? Like I can't foresee them killing him off if he's gonna like he's probably gonna like help, kill Vecna, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well then like who could they kill off? Like I genuinely was like, who could they kill off? But then she brought up Dustin, I was like, low key. I could see that happening. It's just like Dustin, maybe he feels like he has to in some way avenge Eddie and Hellfire and everything they went through in the last season, and he kind of like sacrifices himself almost in some way to help the bigger picture. And like I could see that. I really hope that doesn't happen. But I could see that.
Not gonna lie though, I can still see it being oh my gosh, not Noah, Will. I can still see it being Will who dies. Maybe like him like draining himself. Like we have seen like 11 almost like die draining herself. So I feel like it could still happen low key. But then my next little thought that I wrote down was we could just go ahead and go into Will. This season is the Will season, you guys. Like season one, like yes, he was the main character without really being there. And then we've seen him kind of like fall to the sidelines. Like he's still obviously like a main character, but like he's not like up there, But like this is his season. Everything's gonna come full circle, and it already is. And the amount of Will and Mike ships that we got, like not even ships, little moments that we got, like he 100%, like there is no denying it. Will is in love with Mike, and he has been this entire show. And this is like him like finally like coming to terms with that. And I absolutely love that we are getting Robin and Will dynamic, because like I feel throughout this show, Will has always been like to the side in the group, kind of just because of like what he went through, and he feels like out of place with the group, at times. Just like even when everybody kind of like was interested in like girls and stuff, and he was like he still just wanted to play like D&D. So I feel like he had like since he got taken, he hasn't found his way like back, like he's still been struggling with that. And I am so happy that he has someone to talk to in Robin, and just like the way he's like subtly like asking these questions and everything. And then the iconic speech that Robin gave him in like episode 4 about like basically like you don't need to like waste your energy, not waste your energy, but like give all your energy on that person, like focus on yourself and everything. And I think that it really like comes full circle for Will as we see him finally like seeing that he has these powers. Like he's no longer focused on like giving like Mike everything and all his energy, and he's like coming to terms with it. And I am so excited for his character arc. And I honestly, not gonna lie, I forgot that Mike and 11 were still together, because I feel like we haven't really seen them, which I am not complaining, because I personally do not ship Mike and 11. I just feel like it's very like forced to me personally. And like season 3, they were all over each other. Like it was a little bit too much. But I low key, I've been on the side of TikTok mostly of getting like edits of them too, of Mike and Will, and I am eating them up.
Yeah, I think everyone's over the 11 and Mike train. I was personally never on it because they're actually so annoying together, but it's fine. But yeah, I feel like this season, with it being the final season, is truly seeing how this show started because of Will. Like, Will disappeared. Like, he's literally the backbone of the show. So we're really seeing kind of like it starts with Will, it's gonna end with Will, and we can definitely see he's gained a lot of confidence in season 5. So just really seeing him channeling that to like manifest these powers that he can tap into from Vecna is really interesting and very powerful. And it's also funny because like we're seeing like thirst edits of Will now on TikTok. I'm like, you guys, what's going on? But I think this season we're really seeing Will more and like his dynamic. And I was actually watching a Stranger Things interview earlier, and Lucas made it the point of like we don't really know who Will was before like he got disappeared, because like that's where the show starts. So I feel like kind of now like season 5 is like Will, I mean, we've only seen him as traumatized Will, you know? So we're kind of like seeing him like maybe back to like himself before, you know, he disappeared maybe, and just really growing confidence in himself. So yeah, I really liked his scenes. I think his acting has been really good this season too. So I'm like excited to see like what happens as we go through. And I just have to say, the last shot of him looking into the camera and wiping his nose with the blood, I said, yeah, that eight, yep, Will is going to save the day. Him and 11 are going to be like an unbeatable duo.
Don't forget about 8 too. But that brings me to, not really brings me to, but my next character I wanted to talk about is Erica. You guys, I am so happy that she is playing a role, because like episodes 1 and 2, I was like, where's Erica, you guys? Like, I'm missing her little sass. Where's she at? And lo and behold, Erica came to save the day, and I just love like the little dynamic we got between like Erica and Lucas. Like, we really saw like them being like siblings and everything. And then I thought it was iconic when obviously like she's drugging these people with the pie, and then out of nowhere she pulls out the syringe and she's like, I said eat your damn pie. I was like, oh my gosh, like she is so iconic, and I'm so happy that she is back. As always, you know, like being the lookout. Like, I love Erica so much, and I'm so happy that they're bringing like in all these characters back.
Erica is literally America's princess. Like, I love her character so much. One of my favorite scenes is the one Liz just said, where she's like, I said eat your damn pie. Like, iconic. And then I love the scene where she's in the science class and she's like the know-it-all. I'm like, period, as you should. And Mike and Lucas are at the window, and it's like they like tap out or whatever, and then she's like basically like leave me alone. But then the second time Lucas is like, come on, like his face during that was so funny. And then when Erica leaves, and just like that whole moment where she's like, you have 60 seconds to tell me, and then she starts counting down, literally comedic gold. Like, that casting could not have been perfect. Like, I literally have chills just thinking about it. Like, Erica is genuinely one of my favorite characters, and I just can't wait to see her even more in the second part. And I just loved her character so much.
And then the next thing I want to talk about, it's not necessarily a character, but so like the whole thing about the government military having a base in the Upside Down. Um how? I am so confused how they are down there. Like, you're telling me the Demogorgons aren't coming and attacking y'all? Like, I don't know, like I'm just like picturing them like building this base, like transporting their material, and then they're just casually chilling, working in the Upside Down. I'm like, so where's the Demogorgons? Like, why aren't they coming to attack you guys? That was crazy. I was like, I had to like rewatch that scene because I was like, am I like lost here a little bit? But yeah, I was just very caught off guard with that. And I will say, with like, I guess this can like lead a little bit to like their secret weapon that they're holding and everything. I did not like, because I know Eleven's like, it has to be like Vecna, like there's no other option than it being like Vecna Henry. And I'm like, I didn't think it was going to be him, just because I was like, there's no way he would let them like hold him. Like, there's no way that they would figure out how to hold him hostage unless he's like has a trap and he like let himself be taken. But I was like, there's no way. And I am like, I feel like it makes sense that it ended up being 8, like her sister, because it wasn't random when we met 8 in season 2, but it kind of felt like low-key a little bit random because we never got anything else about her. But now that we're seeing her, I'm like, okay, like it really is coming full circle, as I've said before.
Yeah, for the base staying the Upside Down, I'm embarrassed to say it took me until my second rewatch to realize that they were in the Upside Down. And mind you, like, I wasn't on my phone, so the fact that I like sat there fully paying attention and didn't clock like, oh, like the base is in the Upside Down until my second rewatch was just like, okay, Kennedy, like, are you okay? But it's just like, oh, but I'm guessing maybe because the base is outside of like the big wall, because I'm assuming Vecna is in the wall. That's why like they're not being attacked because like they can't get inside the wall. I'm not sure. And also, yeah, I was the same as Liz. I was like, there's no way. Like, if the Demogorgons are like still being sent and like controlled to like capture these people, like there's no way that Vecna is caught, because like who would, like someone has to give them orders. And I do think it is interesting that they decided to bring that sister line, the sisters. I got mixed up in my words that start with S's. I'm surprised they brought back the sister storyline, because when I watched it, even like, when I watched it back then when it first came out, I was like, oh, like, this is cute or whatever. Don't see the purpose of it. But then on my like recent rewatch, I was like, oh, I guess it was more kind of like Eleven storyline of like learning like who she is and kind of like her development. Like I didn't necessarily see the sister of being something that would be a storyline that continued, but it's very interesting that it continued. And I'm like, how did they get the sister? And what is her purpose?
Yeah, I am still like a little. I was always like a little not sus about her, but a little just like confused about her character in general, and I still am. And also, can you don't be embarrassed about like the note not realizing it was in the Upside Down, because I didn't either until I like rewatched a lot of that episode, because I was like, did I fall asleep or something? Like I am so confused. Where are they at? Especially because it looks like the regular like lab up above. I don't know. I was like a little bit lost, but it kind of it made yeah. Anyways, my next little thing I want to talk about, and I think that this is going to bring like different characters in. This is like one of my final thoughts, but just like the whole Max slash Vecna slash Henry slash Holly, yeah, that whole thing. So you guys, I fear that Henry is not the true villain here. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of theories about this, and I feel like it totally makes sense about how. So, like, Max, we can go with Max first. Max is obviously like still like her subconscious, I guess, is still like alive. I don't know where she is at, but she is where Holly's at, but it's not the upside down, obviously, because we don't see like the dark clouds, like we don't see any, like it's all the lighting is completely different and everything. So they are like in Henry's mind, or like Henry's memories, I guess, of yeah, his memories is what Max was explaining and everything. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like somehow, and I've been seeing little theories about this, about how the Mind Flayer, because I think that we're forgetting like the Mind Flayer is the true like villain from like season one and everything. But I've seen things about how people are thinking that the Mind Flayer is like controlling Henry, hence like bringing out like the Vecna part of him. And it's low key like, I don't want to say like his humanity, but it's like Henry's humanity low key in the memories, you know? I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of things about this. And then my mind's just kind of like all over the place. So I don't know if I'm making sense, you guys. So I apologize. But another little thing with this is the memory that we see of Max in, like, I don't know if it's the high school. I don't know what grade. But when they're in the school and we see, oh my gosh, what's the mom's name? Joyce. We see Joyce.
Joyce.
Yes, we see Joyce with the little like playwright like announcement thing. If I saw like clips of people like zooming in on it, literally all of the parents' names are on there. Like there is Karen, Karen's husband, Hopper's on there. Obviously, you know, Henry's on there. Like every single like parent that is important is in here. And then also the therapist, which is like Vecna's link to like Max and all like those victims and everything. But yeah, all the parents are on there, and I feel like that is no coincidence that all of their names are on there. And now all of their kids are like being like not haunted, but basically like hunted down by Vecna. Like I feel like there is no coincidence there. And I don't know, I feel like low key we might get a plot twist of Vecna, Henry. I don't know, are they the same person? I don't even know how to refer to them anymore, but of Henry not necessarily being like the evil person, but I don't know.
Yes, and also in that scene, Joyce says something to, she calls him by their last name, Harrington. So I assume that is Steve's dad. She didn't say anything about the girl, but I'm just gonna assume that was like maybe Steve's mom, like maybe they were high school sweethearts. But yeah, I mean I do think Henry and Vecna are the same, because we saw like 11 like turn him into Vecna. But I don't know, it kind of confuses me on like how he be going in and out. But yeah, So it's interesting. Something I'm kind of confused about because we see the kids. It's very like quick that they show this. Like we see like Holly and Max. We obviously know they're in Henry's memories, but it's like interesting because Holly's body and Max's body are in two different places, yet they're still in Henry's mind because we see Holly's body like in the upside down, like connected by like the little thingy. And then, we know Max is in the hospital, which it actually made me so mad when the song stopped playing. I was like, she was so close. And you guys know I'm a Max girl. I'm a Sadie Sink stan. So I was so happy to see that she was like, subconsciously still there. I'm like, she just needs to hear Kate Bush more. Run towards the light, and she will be back to the real world. Which I feel like low key they like showed us that she was awake at one point. I may be tripping in like some trailer or something. I don't know. I may just be manifesting, but yeah, the connection, I'll be interesting to see. I'm like, did y'all bully him? Which, like, I don't know. It's just, it makes sense because I forgot, like, the dad is still alive, but he's in the insane asylum. So I'm like, it makes sense that if his dad is still alive, that, like, they went to high school together. Like, Henry and all of them went to high school together because, like, then they would have older parents the same age as his dad. So, yeah, that was definitely a plot twist. Not gonna lie, I remember I was seeing some conspiracies a while ago about possibly the Wheelers, like Karen Wheeler being like a sister, like being the sister or something. So, like, low key, when Holly was taken, I was like, wait, is this real? Or, like, is this theory real? But, like, it might be even more deeper than that, considering they all went to school together and they were in the Oklahoma play, which a lot of people have thought like, oh, maybe this play even plays the bigger picture because like what they show on the what's it called, like the play poster is like the same as like the cave lookout that Max has, and like maybe something happened with the play, and like that's why he's scared to go into the cave, and that's why Max is safe there. I don't know, but I'm scared.
Yeah, and then I definitely like when all these episodes are out, I'm gonna have to like rewatch it fully, and I feel like it'll definitely like click for me. But I'm also confused on like the timelines here because I thought like once Henry killed his parents, that's when like the Dr. Brenner took him, underground into the lab. But I'm like, they're older here at the school, I don't know, like I'm like very confused on like the timelines of when everything happened. Like, did he not get taken by Brenner until like a bit late? I don't know, like I'm so confused on that, just the whole timeline part of it. And I saw like people on TikTok, they were also like confused about it because they were like, wait, like I thought he was with the doctor, and I feel like the doctor wouldn't let him go to school like that. I don't know. I know that we're not gonna have like plot holes. I know that it is gonna come full circle the more that we watch, but just like thinking about it too much, I'm like, this timeline is just all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that timeline. The most timeline I was like confused about was like, so how much time has passed since season 4? Like I could not tell at all.
Yeah, I could. I was expecting a little like this is how much. I feel like not that much has time has passed, but yeah. My other little quick thought was just I did like how we got to see like little references to like them being like quarantined, how like they can't leave the town, like they can't like the propaganda and everything. Like I did like seeing that and just like how they're not necessarily like all together, but they're still like working together, like through the radio, and then like Murray being like Santa, like smuggling stuff in. I thought all of that was like really cool how they played all of that out.
Yeah. And my last little note is of course about Stancy. The Stancy girls, I don't know if anyone else is scared, but I'm scared it's not going to happen. And I might be thinking too early because I'm like they making it seem like, okay, I know Nancy and Jonathan are having problems and like we haven't seen scenes of them like working, like talking about their relationship, but it's like he has a ring. So I'm like, are the Duffer brothers gonna be like, where they're gonna work it out and Steve is just gonna get over the crush or something? Because I'm like, I feel like yes, Nancy and Steve had their little scenes, but I'm like, I feel like the Duffer brothers aren't convincing me that my Stancy ship is safe.
No, 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 no. I refuse to believe that that's even a possibility. Yeah, when he pulled out the ring, I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way, especially because I feel like we barely get scenes of them together. Like, even in my rewatch, I was like, okay, like they're dating, cool. But I feel like it was kind of trauma bonding, not gonna lie. But also, like, this season specifically, I'm like, we have seen them being a couple, like a true couple, like 0 times. I feel like we've seen them as like co-workers, obviously like plotting and everything, doing the radio, but I'm like, when are y'all like not even a peck on the like a peck, not even like a side little hug? Like I feel like we don't see them being a couple. So I feel like it's gonna be, I don't know. I'm also manifesting that this is how it plays out, but I feel like he's like, if he proposes, because I've seen people, a lot of discourse of like if he's gonna propose, if he's gonna be dying and give Steve the ring. Like I've seen a lot of discourse on this, but if he proposes, I feel like Nancy's gonna be caught off guard. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she's gonna be caught off guard and be like, what do you mean? You know, I feel like they haven't like talked about marriage. At least that's the impression I feel like I'm getting. Maybe it might be the Stancy and me just really like reaching out there for anything to hold on to hope, but I still believe Stancy will happen, you guys.
Yeah, I am scared. But yeah, there's like all my thoughts for Stranger Things. So good. And I'm gonna need y'all to start putting Lucas in y'all's edits. I feel like some of y'all leaving him out on purpose. But y'all need to put him in. But genuinely so good. The best TV ever. Derek, that casting iconic. I just love that he's literally the baddest kid ever. And I'm just like, wow, he is so bad, but it's so entertaining.
No, like I'm so happy we have a Derek. I feel like he's an Erica but in a guy, but obviously like a little bit of a bully. I loved when he was like whacking the kids when it was their turn. I just think he's gonna be like another iconic character that we're gonna get. And I just, yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. And we will update you guys on our thoughts come Christmas, I guess.
No, literally, I'm like, y'all are diabolical for that because you guys already know once I'm done opening them presents and family leaves, Stranger Things will be turned on.
Exactly that. 8 p.m. on the dot. And I feel like honestly it works out perfectly because I feel like most people like on Christmas Day, like evening time, like they're just chilling. So let's chill and watch some Stranger Things together.
That part. But yeah, that's all for what we're watching in our Stranger Things recap. Wow. And okay, this is my actual real thought before we get into the song of the week. I hope it ends and then they pull us with oh, we're actually going to have a movie because I'm not ready for this to end. But without further ado, we're going to get into our song of the week. And my song is Writings on the Wall by Role Model. Honestly, I've been bumping this song for like a couple of weeks now, but I'm just now getting around to putting it onto the podcast. I'm sure you guys have all heard the song, but I'm obsessed with it. So I'm just gonna play like the beginning part of it, but literally the whole song is absolutely insanely good. Dad's on the phone and he's lecturing me about a girl that he met. Too bad I can't play you guys like the whole song because of stupid copyright, but if you don't listen to Role Model, listen to that song.
I love that song. And then my song is, are we surprised, completely different from Kennedy's, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, specifically the one by Bing Crosby. This is better than the Michael Bublé one, but here's my favorite parts. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And it is beginning to look officially a lot like Christmas. And I think it's going to snow in Kentucky these next couple days. So it will really look like Christmas. But without further ado, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get into our holiday wish list. I think we're going to try to link stuff in our timestamps, or at least give you guys like a list down below. So make sure you guys check those out. But we're just going to go like one by one on what's on our holiday wish list for 2025.
You guys, it's that time. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna jump right into what I want. I want everything, JK. So we're gonna try to keep it to like just talk about like our top 5 things we want for Christmas. So my number 1 is a Hatch alarm clock, and I definitely am gonna be one of those people that think I need products to better my life instead of actually like fixing my habits. But I swear, I think this would actually be a game changer. Because at first I thought like in order to use it, like you had to have a subscription, but like you still get like a good amount of stuff for free. And mostly I would just want it for like some sound and for the red light, and like it really just like dims your space and stuff. Which like that's all I need. So I would really like it. I feel like it would be a game changer in my morning and night routine, which are both things in the new year I want to like definitely fix and like be way better at. And so I feel like this would definitely be helpful, and it's like I don't have to like, it's one less thing off my phone, you know what I mean? Because I really want to try to like do things less off my phone. And it's like, okay, before bed, if I'm trying to stay off my phone, I won't get distracted if I like go to like do my alarm, because like I do my alarm and the next thing you know I'm on Instagram. So I just think it'd be really fun to try it out. So if I don't get it, well then rip my morning and night routine, JK. But yeah, I just think it would be a really good present for me.
No, because recently, I know that they've been around for a while, but recently I've been getting like a lot of videos about them and I'm very intrigued. So when you get one, Kennedy, I want to know, I need like a vlog of like it fully like brightening up your room and everything. I just need to see it in action. But the first thing on my list is some type of Dyson hair tool dupe. Not the actual Dyson, but just something to like a hairstyling tool. I know that Shark has one. I just really want to like figure out how to style my hair correctly and everything because I feel recently I've just been throwing it up because I get so lazy with it. And I don't know, I haven't been vibing with my hair. So I feel like Kitty, she's talking about like changing her lifestyle with the Hatch alarm clock. I feel like if I have some type of like hairstyling Dyson equivalent, my hair game will just be amazing and I will look and feel amazing and I'm just gonna be a brand new person. Like you're not gonna know me and I'm not gonna recognize myself. So some type of styling tool. I will have to figure out how to use this. I will be watching lots of tutorials. But yeah, I feel like it'll step up my game.
And honestly, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of TikToks and stuff recently about Shark, and it makes people's hair look really good. But yeah, next for me is a matcha making kit. This is something I like thought of like a while ago. Like, oh, I could put this on my list because I was watching this girl's like fall vlog in like last month or in September, and I was like, oh, I really wish like I had the tools, but I just have never like wanted to purchase myself one for some reason. So I'm like, perfect, someone else can purchase it for me. But I love a good matcha, and I would love to like be creative and make like different types of like matchas. Like the girl that I watched, she what I thought was like cool, she made like a maple syrup type one. Oh, and like brown sugar, and like that's what inspired me to like put it on my list. I just like really want to do all that because like the basic like lazy way of making matcha that I've tried does not work good. It generally just does not taste as good. So I just would really love like the whole whisk and all that. And I think it would just be a really fun ritual to look forward to in the morning as well.
And with you waking up early, it just makes sense. My next one is jewelry. Specifically, I want a like gold dainty watch. And our friend Kelsey, she's been raving about her like alternate state watch. And I was looking at their website and they have really, really cute like gold dainty watches for like affordable prices. So I feel like anything just like dainty, my wrist isn't like super big. So I'm very like picky about the sizing of it sometimes, but just like a gold watch, I feel like will make my outfits. And then my next like little jewelry thing specifically is like little earrings, like little huggy ones. I wear those all the time, and I wear them so much that sometimes I feel like the back just like breaks on me after a while. But just like gold little jewelry, I on my list.
And then my next one is the oh my god, I always struggle saying their words, their title, the brand name. You guys, can you tell that I've been on spring break? Oh my god. Can you tell I've been on Thanksgiving break for too long? Okay, let's start again. So I really want the Abercrombie and Fitch long sleeve cozy lounge knit tee. It is really cute, and I don't have any like surprisingly, I have a lot of clothes in my closet, but surprisingly, I don't have like simple like long sleeves. Well, let me correct myself. I do, but they're in like a spandex material, and sometimes you just want a regular like knit material, you know what I mean? So I decided to ask for some, and the colors I liked were like the gray color, brown, and red. So those would be greatly appreciated, Santa. And uh, hopefully, like on our Instagram or something, we can like show you guys exactly what it looks like. But they're super cute basics. I want more basics in my wardrobe that I can like build upon.
And then next on mine is books, specifically a book embosser. You guys, I have wanted one for the longest time that I should have just bought one already for myself. And if I don't get it for Christmas, I am buying it. Mark my words. But I want specifically because I know that there's some that like you can like do like the stamp, and there's some that you actually like print on your book and it kind of like leaves like that engraving in your book. I want specifically one of those ones that leaves the engraving. I think it looks so pretty because it doesn't have any color obviously, and it just I really want one, and I want to do it to all my books. So a book embosser with like, obviously you personalize it with like your name and everything, and then a cute Kindle case. I want one with like a little stand and like a hand holder, like those magnetic ones. And there's some that are super cute, but I think I just need to get a new Kindle case because currently I just have like a plain blue one and it doesn't have like a magnet or anything, so like the back doesn't even stick. I just need to upgrade it. So a cute Kindle case.
Yes, this YouTuber I follow, Sarah Caroli. She has these really cute Kindle cases from Berga, and they have like the strap and the stand, and they're super cute.
Yes, and then sometimes you just need like a little something to hold your Kindle, or like if you're propping it up like on a little table or something, it's just perfect and they look adorable with the designs.
That part. And next on my list is I want the Rhode lip shape and stretch. I am like slowly but surely over the past couple of years have been getting more into like makeup, but more so like the natural looking makeup where it's just like you're more so enhancing what you already have. And I have recently gotten into like wearing lip liner and stuff, and I just would really like to try the Rhode ones because I just like that like style of like lip contour whatever. I do have a pencil one which is like great, but it's just not my favorite because then like it can like kind of like hurt you if it like some of it like it's like not all smooth, and you gotta sharpen it and stuff. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. And I like how a Rhode has like the end of it, like it's one side is the liner and the other side is like the smudger, so like you don't have to like use your hand and stuff. So I think that's like really cool. I also had on my list and the Rhode milky toner or something like that, travel side version, just to, test it out just to see. But I feel like it would be like really good. Like I feel like my face would really like that. I've also have been really getting into like upping my skincare recently over the past couple of months. So yeah, some Rhode products would be greatly appreciated, and I'm trying to get a good lip combo down.
No, because all the girlies on TikTok that have like their lip combo with the liner, the gloss, they look so put together. That is the dream. And then next on my list is a new pair of New Balance 574s, specifically like the white color. I have a pair, but you guys, you can't even tell if they're white anymore. They are so like the back of it is like falling apart on the inside. I still wear them, but I think it's time for me to upgrade and get a new pair. If I get a pair, I will show you the side by side comparisons. Like the ones I currently have, they look like it's the gray pair. Like that is how gross those shoes are. And they're like, the bottom is like so flat. Yeah, it's time for them to go. So specific, they're so comfortable, but I like the white pair because they go with everything. So a new pair of New Balance 574s.
I swear, I feel like Christmas is like the perfect time to get new shoes, honestly. And then my last on my list is another thing that I feel like I've been like getting into again is just like smelling good, like lotions and stuff. Like I've always been into it, like more so when I was younger. And I feel like as I got older, it's like I didn't really care that much because like my skin was going through a sensitive era. But now, like that I'm over it, I'm like kind of getting back into all that. So I really want to get the Sol de Janeiro Charosta 62 box set. That is like the classic scent that everyone probably knows of when they think of Sol de Janeiro, the Bum Bum Cream, all that stuff. And genuinely, it smells so good. And don't smell it in the store because for some reason the displays always smell weird. Trust, they do not actually smell like that. So it's like you really just have to like trust me when I say it genuinely smells so good. And I feel like a lot of people talk about Sol de Janeiro more so in like the spring summertime just because of the branding, but in my opinion the 62 scent is like I would say like a year-round scent. It just smells so freaking good. And like the set comes with, I'm pretty sure like everything full size, like the body mist, shower gel, the lotion, and a body scrub. And I'm just like, I need that all. I know when my parents went on their cruise recently, they got me a travel size set of it all, and when I tell you it's like all used up, like all gone because I use it that much, it just smells so freaking good, literally heaven in a bottle. And like I understand the hype of it, so I would just love that box set.
And then last on my list is another pair of shoes, but just a new pair of running shoes. My running shoes, I just really be wearing my shoes, you guys. But my running shoes are starting to fall apart a little bit. So I just need a new pair of running shoes, need to upgrade them. And I think my mindset is if I have a new pair of running shoes, I'll actually like go out like on a run. So it's a win-win situation. I'll get fit again, you know? So yeah, just a new pair of running shoes. I don't have a preference on like brands. I know I've had like Hoka's, I've had like I'm saying this wrong. I don't know how you say it. So Coney's in the past, like all those are great shoes, but just a new pair of running shoes would be nice so I don't have to buy them for myself.
Low key, okay, this is off topic but on topic. I usually run in my Hokas on the treadmill, but I've been running in my Air Maxes, and like it feels so nice because I really like a tight fit shoe. I don't know. I really like working out in them. I don't know if that's actually like good for your body because I know certain shoes are better for certain activities, but I'm gonna just put that out there, even though those aren't running shoes.
A shoe is a shoe. But anyways, you guys, that is the end of our Christmas list. Oh my gosh, that is the end of our Christmas wish list, and everything that we have on there. Some of our ideas. Hopefully, this like inspires you guys. Maybe if you're also looking for something, drop down in the comments what else we should add to our list. What last minute things we should add. Gifts we should give to people. I don't know. But it is that time of the season. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Girls Lounge podcast. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.